livingprooftv.com.
You're watching Living Proof TV.
Pressure Busspipe, yo. Woo! This is what the people wanna see. Living Proof TV, truth and reality. Living Proof TV, Virgin Island legacy. Living Proof TV, Living Proof TV, Living Proof TV. Seeds of the industry. Living Proof TV, and musical integrity. Living Proof TV. This is for everybody. Living Proof TV, Living Proof TV, Living Proof TV.
livingprooftv.com. You're watching Living Proof TV. LP Enterprises proudly presents Living Proof TV. Straight out of LP Studios, brace yourself for the new talent marketing platform, Living Proof TV, the in-your-face TV show breaking artists and records. Join us and network with the entertainment industry's top talent scouts and pros. Witness epic studio interviews, performances, and ciphers from the hottest signed and unsigned artists. See artists and their real-life struggles, blazing performances in the booth with freestyles, new hits, and more. Getting in the mind of creative geniuses. Watch as producers and songwriters build hit tracks live in front of your eyes and witness talent that will blow your mind. Join us on Living Proof TV and be revealed to major industry executives, A&Rs, producers, DJ managers, sponsors, and more that are ready to advance careers. Log on to the website at livingprooftv.com and see it all go down. And join us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Living Proof TV. You're watching Living Proof TV.
Grey Goose presents the VIP room right here on Living Proof TV.
You're in the VIP room with Isonica.
Hey guys, it's your girl Isonica Farah, and it's another episode of Lptv. Today we got reggae icon better known as Pressure Busspipe. He is a reggae musician from the US Virgin Islands. Pressure has gained his early experience in music working with the then popular reggae group Star Lion Family. I remember Star Lion Family, right? You could be like Star Lion Family, right? Pressure is known for making popular reggae music that is known worldwide. And he is also known for making a very popular song called Love and Affection. So without any further ado, let me introduce the great man to you, Pressure Busspipe. What's going on? Yeah, like my little solo.
That was perfect.
Family.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Why
I mean,
you
you know the
that?
history.
Why no bother?
You know the history.
Why no bother,
yeah.
right? What is going on?
I'm good.
Awesome.
Good. I'm grateful to be here too. Thanks for having me.
And I just want to tell you, thank you so much for coming on Lptv. It's really a great vibe for you to be here. And I just want to let you know, I personally really love your music. I think you're a great artist. And I'm excited that, you took the time out to really sit down and talk.
Most definitely.
Thank you. So, with Living Proof TV, the cool thing about this show is that we give the artists an opportunity to really connect with their fans and connect with people all over the world to really get to know who you are as an artist. So I want to dive in a little bit more and focus on who you are as an artist, but also focus on who you are as a person.
True.
So, you ready? We can warm up and just dive into these questions.
Dive in.
All right. So we know you're an amazing reggae artist. You were born from the US Virgin Islands. Your music is worldwide. But the real question is, what first inspired you to become an artist?
My first inspiration was at a Shabba Ranks concert. Yeah. Shabba Ranks. I was 10 years old when Shabba Ranks came to St. Thomas. And what was great also is that my dad was the limo driver. My dad was well-rounded in the community, taxi driving, limo, radio station, well-rounded. So I was able to meet Shabba Ranks.
You should let people know that too, Your father was the greatest.
Yeah, one of the greatest.
Definitely,
yeah. And so I was able to meet Shabba Ranks backstage, and that did something for me. It made me feel like, wow, I'm 10 years old, I'm getting to meet this gigantic artist. And it wasn't a couple of weeks before that I first got his cassette, Golden Touch. you know, cassette. So you know how long that be.
Cassette, you
So,
say, you know.
Yeah, man.
Let me ask you that. So that was like your first live performance you ever saw, ever?
Ever.
Wow.
First ever in my life. Of course, you know, I go into Calypso tent with my father from a little youth.
Right.
You know, but actually international act. It was a Shabba Ranks concert, you know, and then seeing him perform on stage, you know, I could remember I was just in awe, like I was just my mouth wide open, like just picturing myself in his shoes as a youth. So from that time, I always had visions of, you know, performing in front of large crowds, you know, but I didn't know it would be an artist because I was very much into being a drummer. At that time, I just had joined the Rising Stars Youth Steel Orchestra.
Yeah, and tell us about that.
So in the band, I learned to play the steel pan, you know, the tenor pan. I also learned to drum, you know. That's where I started to drum, and I came from a family of drummers. My dad is a drummer. I have cousins that is drummers, you know. So it was always like expected for me to be a drummer. So when I started to play the drums, it just flew like this is for me. So then soon after that, I was drumming for the steel pan. In school, I was drumming for the jazz band, drumming in the concert band, drumming for the choir. I was like a well-rounded drummer in school, you know. So I had visions of actually being a drummer and performing for an artist. I might be the drummer for an international artist and performing in front of thousands of people.
So what made the change from like instruments to like vocalists?
Well, it was hard times, you know. I was not doing very well in school, you know, and my mother decided that, you know, if I leave the island to live with my uncle, which is her brother, I would more be focused on my academics because, you know, growing up in the Virgin Islands at that time for me, you know, it was me just following company. You know, I come from a place where it's like very underprivileged. So, you know, crime and violence is
Virgin Islands.
Is every day, you know what I mean? Especially in the community that I came from, you know. So I almost being a product of that is like my mother just saved me while, you know, before things could really go south, you know.
I hear you, but like, what make you pick up this mic and start singing? Like,
So
you just
this is-
one day wake up and say,
yeah,
I'm gonna
so-
pick up a mic and start singing?
No. So when I went to America to live with my uncle took me out of all my musical. I couldn't play the drums. I couldn't play any musical instruments. I had to stay focused on academics. So at that time, I was listening to a lot of culture music, a lot of Capleton, Sizzler, you know, Buju Banton, Anthony B, you know, Dennis Brown, Beres Hammond, just music that were inspiring to me and, you know, like kind of helping me mentally through what I was going through, you know, because it was a drastic change for me to not even be able to play music, you know, just to stay focused on academics, school. You know, my uncle and his wife and his kids, they were strict with school, you know what I
So you
mean?
stayed in like the States for like elementary to middle school?
No, I actually went away to live with them when I was in the 10th grade.
Okay.
You know, I spent a year and a half with them, and during that time, I would be in my bedroom listening to music and singing my own little songs to it, and you know, writing my lyrics to music and stuff. I could remember I went to school and they had this little rap battle at lunchtime, you know, and everybody was rapping. They had like some rappers and everybody huddling and listening to them rap, and I jump in the little huddle and I sing a Sean Paul. You know what I mean?
That happened in States?
This happened in Valdosta, Georgia, to be exact. You know, and I bust out and sing a Sean Paul song, and the crowd went sick. All the little children, all the students in the school, they were like going crazy, like, oh, we got this Jamaican artist in the school, and you know, he got an accent, and because I was the only person in the school that had a Caribbean accent. It was like foreign to the school. They only thought they would hear that on TV. So to have a youth in the school that have a full-blown Caribbean accent, it was like that alone make me kind of popular in the school. Much less now I'm singing a song, and they at the time didn't even know the Sean Paul song.
Correct.
You know, I was already listening to that music from long in the VI, but I know they didn't know it.
Right.
So I
They
sing
thought it was a song with
Yeah,
yours.
so I sing it for them, and they thinking it's my song now.
Correct.
So this was the moment of truth for me, because now they want to hear more from me. You know, and they was like, all right, we got studio, you should come by the studio, you know. And
So how old were you when you first went into the studio?
I was 17.
And this was in the States. You moved back home yet?
Yeah, my first time recording a song was in Valdosta, Georgia. I was 17 years old. And for me to even get in the studio, you know, my uncle was very strict about that. It took him months for him to see like my grades up, and for him to see like I doing better at school and stuff like that, you know. And I show him that, you know, I serious with the school and I want to do music. And right now I ain't even thinking about being a drummer again. You know, I see in a whole different light. Like, I love that energy I get from my peers in school.
So your uncle is the one that really pushed that for you?
Yeah,
You
well,
think so?
he put me in a position to make me great.
Keep it locked. We'll be right back with more Living Proof TV.
The VIP room is brought to you by Grey Goose.
We're back with more Living Proof TV. You're in the VIP room with Isanica.
When did you start with Star Lion Family? Like, how did that start?
Star Lion Family actually started when just as I got back from America, before school was finished, before I got my diploma and everything. One of the members, Rafaija Ciano, who was in the group, he was one of the friends of mine that I actually had sent some music to when I was living in Valdosta. And he was like, yo, King, you need to come back home, we need to do this, you know, we need to do music together. And so I was like, him was the person I was like, look, I want to go back to St. Thomas, and me and Rafi gonna start doing some things together. Nice. Because he was doing it before me as a younger youth too. Nice. So he was always like, Rafi is 13 and 14 and he could chant. Right. You know what I mean? I is 16, 17 and me chanting it. You understand? So Rafi, when I got back to St. Thomas, me and Rafi would do talent shows in the school. We would be performing like
Chant on Fridays.
Yeah,
I love Chant on Fridays.
And then after that, like within a month or whatever, me and Rafi had performed for what was it, Starfest?
Don't act like you don't know what
Starfest
is.
Yeah, so we did Starfest 1.
Oh, you were in the first Starfest?
Yeah, the first Starfest.
Wow.
Me and Rafi did that. And from that day, after Starfest, Star Lion Family started to form. You know, me and Rafi would leave high school and we would go to Idoraken just to hear them man how they chant, because they used to have their chant out.
Right.
So they would come to Charlotte Amali, and some days we would go to Nazareth and perform at Nazareth. So it always used to be a vibe. So we like listening to the kind of music we doing. We ain't singing no gun tune. We ain't competing against one another. We should actually just form a group and let we just do our thing together. And Rafaija Ciano one day came to us and he's like, listen, the man them I got a vibe, you know. I think we should name Star Lion Family. What I think about that, and we're like, yeah man, that sound good. We
I
with
like
it.
That name. What inspired that name?
Rafi. You gotta ask Rafi. He got the vision for that one. I can't tell you about that, but it was like meant to be like, man, yeah, we feeling it. Star Lion Family. Right. Let's go. So now we chanting and we doing our thing, not even in schools now we in the communities. We stringing up in housing with Infinity Sound from Ras Valley. Okay. And we would string up in the housing, string up in the ghettos, string up in Savannah, string up in the West. We string up out Nara and just perform on the basketball court them and bring out the community. So we were like everywhere we go, people were looking forward to seeing us perform. And then our biggest break with performing as a group was when Sizzler came to St. Thomas. It was in 2000, right? And we performed Open Up for Sizzler, and that got us a lot of great recognition. you know. From there, we went to perform in St. Croix to the Island Center. Big music. They had a big local artist concert, and we were one of the headliners for that. St. Croix people were like, they couldn't wait to see about the Star Lion family. And we went over there and we mashed that up. But everywhere Star Lion family went, you know, people would always be like, yo, Star Lion family bad boy. You know, that youth, they name Pressure.
Right, you stood out.
He just stood, he stand out, you know. So I always used to get that. Everywhere we go, people would be like, yo, you ever think about doing solo work? You ever think about? I'd be like, nah, not right now. You know, everything I do is with Star Lion family.
So like how did you break out of that? You know?
Well, it was just the time when we went to St. Croix to do that concert at the Island Center. I met producer Dean Pan. You know, Dean Pan, he was also producing artists from St. Croix like Sabbatical Order. He was producing Army. This is foundation, local VI artist
you got
legends.
me on me, you know?
These is local legends like from 1997. Like been doing it before me, and I hearing them on radio, and hoping one day I could hear my thing on radio, you know. So I got to meet Dean Pan in St. Croix, and when I met him and I realized all the work he been doing as a producer and St. Croix, he himself came to me and he's like, listen, love the group, but I really want to work with you. You know what I mean? And it just hit me like, you know what I mean? I can't hold back myself, you know what I mean? I can't allow myself to just be stagnant if everybody want to work with me. Suppose I push them off so much until they don't want to work with me at all no more. When I feel like I'm ready to start, you know? So, you know, I make a talk to the family, and it was just, everybody were like, I thought you would never ask, man. I want to do some solo work too. I was like, good. You know, so, and we still had remained close, still had remained a family. You know, you would hear from Nayora. He put out albums, singles, you know, he became a sensation as well. Rafai Jassiano, you know, rest in peace to Cyrus, who passed away. We had like Kimby, who's still doing music. He doing anything over in Hawaii. You know, Icarus, who's still performing here and there.
How much are you in a group? I
can't
remember so much. Seven
of
lucky
us.
Number.
Yeah, you know. And it was a driving force. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was something that I don't think could be like done over again. You know? Yeah. So from there, it just strictly worked.
Right. So you separated yourself from Star Lion family and you started to focus on like your own career. So what was like your first solo album? When did that start? How was that experience for you?
So after I done tell Star Lion family I ready to start working on my own music. You know, I immediately link up with Dean. You know. So me and Dean said we're gonna work on an album. And we did the album.
What was the name of the album?
The Pressure is On.
Yes.
Right? And that album did very well in the community. You know, I had songs that were playing on the radio station often. It was like the biggest highlight for me as an artist.
Name some of them to remind us.
You know, we have songs like No Limitation, Zion is Home, The Pressure is On, you know, Boogeyman, In My World. You know, I Tried.
A lot.
You know, but songs that were actually playing constantly were songs like No Limitation, Zion is Home. Those were the most popular ones on the album. And it just gave me so much recognition on the islands.
And you recorded that locally or?
Actually recorded the album in Miami.
Okay.
Yeah. Dean Pan was between St. Croix and Miami. And we end up, I had leave the island at that time to live in Orlando, so I would drive to Miami just to record with Dean. You know, and we spent many hours, late nights recording the album. You know, and it did very well throughout the islands. You know, I got some great reviews and some magazines. I was able to perform at the Sierra Nevada World Music Festival at a young age, you know, with that album. So
Sierra Music, where is that?
It's over in Nevada.
I never heard about that.
Yeah, it's been a long time since they kept the festival too. You know, but it was big, like, you know, Reggae on the River. You know, these big festivals that keep over in California. So yeah, man.
That's pretty amazing. So I know, like, this is your first album. Like, how was it performing for the first time? Like, having an album out. How was that experience?
I was ready for it. You know what I mean? I was already destined to just do music. I already had the support from my community. It's like that in itself gave me the confidence to know, like, St. Thomas people love my music. St. Croix people love the music. The whole VI is like they just support Pressure. You know what I mean? So that in itself gave me the confidence to push forward with it. You know, and it just started to get more recognition from top producers, and it led from there. And you know, and Dan Carleone, who have heard the album.
I heard about that.
And
you made a which one was it? Love and Affection? Which song was it that you did with Dan?
Love and Affection.
Yeah. I love that song. It's
Yeah,
amazing. It's
yes,
like one of the best songs ever. Like, that song is like all around the wall. How you feel about that?
Yeah, it's great. You know, I relived that over and over for many years. You know,
That song will
right
be with
now
you
I'm
for the rest
just
of
I'm living in it. Yeah, so when I met Dan Carleone, when he reached out to me, as a matter of fact, you know, it was a big surprise for me, because it's like, you know, I'm listening to everything that he putting out, you know, and it's like I always used to tell my friend them, like, look, I want to work with Dan Carleone. His tracks them bad, you know. He did Sizzler album. He and Vibes Cartel basically came out together with an album Up to the Time, you know. He produced some top tracks like the Trap Leaf Rhythm. It was just a lot he was doing that was on top of everything, and he was just like a big idol to me. And for him to reach out to me was like, you sure this is Dan, like the real Dan?
That's so cool.
You know? And he said, yeah, and want to do an album with you, you know, want to work with you. And he was like, stop playing, all right, ready, send the tracks.
That's so cool.
You know? And he did say me, you know, he sent the tracks, and the first track that caught my attention was the Love and Affection.
That's a good
You know?
song.
So that was the first song I recorded for him. I actually recorded that song in Miami, in Dean Pan studio.
Nice.
And me and Dean Pan was like, look, if Dan don't like this song, we gonna remake it and we gonna point out that this song bad. And we sent it to Dan, and Dan was wow. He was like, yo, this is a big record. You don't even know.
So we love Love and Affection. Love and Affection. It's an amazing song. It's been all over the wall. I know that's not the only thing that you've done. I know you have some more things coming up. So guys, make sure you stay close, stay tuned, because coming up next, Pressure's gonna let us know what he got coming up.
Keep it locked. We'll be right back with more Living Proof TV. You're watching Living Proof TV. Get seen, get heard, and get booked right here on Living Proof TV. We're back with more Living Proof TV.
And we're back. It's Lptv, and we're here with Pressure Busspipe. You feeling good still?
Feeling good.
Confident.
Confident.
Yeah, your
Always.
messages across.
Of course, you know that. Vibe's
Good.
nice.
Good.
Thanks.
So you know, life is always moving forward. We want to know what is coming up next for you.
Well, so much. I'm getting ready to start working on a new album.
Ooh.
You know, it's been a while since I've been into music. I've been actually doing a lot more around the music and promoting and stuff like that. So I'm getting ready to get back into the studio, record some more albums and stuff like that, and get the fans back involved, you know?
Exciting. So you have that music video for us tonight?
Yes, everything I need.
Perfect. Can you please let the people know that you have this music video and what we can see?
Check this out. Everything I Need music video. Song coming off the latest album, Heights of Greatness. Check it out.
I remember Papa said, simplicity and sweet. Granny said, no put your hand where your hand can't reach. What does it gain to profit the world and lose your soul?
Cause when it's your time, the riches won't go up. What is unseen, it should not be told. Not everything that glitter is gold. Nothing not come easy, so me still I try the rocky road. Once I got life to live and air to breathe, I got everything I need. With everything in me, long as there's love to give and someone to receive, I got everything I need. Everything I need. Got to step away and free yourself. In times of need, I will be your end. Worshipping material that now go lost. When you get tired of it, you place it on the shelf. Your health should be your wealth. Look in the mirror, how you see yourself. With all the money in the world right now, can't bring me happiness. Once I got life to live and air to breathe, I got everything I need. With everything in me, long as there's love to give and someone to receive, I got everything I need. Everything I need. We got to face reality. Poverty is a mentality. Survival is priority. Still me not go both in no vanity. Living life beyond your means, trying to make an impression on the world. False pretense and illusion of the bird. The family good and me not have no concern. Once I got life to live and air to breathe, I got everything I need. With everything in me, long as there's love to give and someone to receive, I got everything I need. Everything I need. What does it gain to profit the world and lose your soul? Cause when it's your time, the riches won't go up. What is unseen, it should not be told. Not everything that glitter is gold. Nothing not come easy, so me still I try the rocky road. Once I got life to live and air to breathe, I got everything I need. With everything in me, long as there's love to give and someone to receive, I got everything I need. Everything I need. It's Pressure Busspipe.
LP Enterprises proudly presents Living Proof TV.
Wow, everything I need. That seems majestic. How did you feel when you did that music video?
Well, the video was nice. You know what I mean? I have to big up my brother, Dwight. You know what I mean? Who actually directed the video. Working with everybody in the video was like, natural because we actually know each other in the community. You know, we involve people that we actually know, and even some people who were just around, we got them involved and stuff like that. So it was a natural vibes creating the video. And of course the song, the song really speaks to, just being free with yourself and, everything you need you already have, which is life and air to breathe and stuff like that, which is the very necessities. You have food, of life. So it's like, you have everything you need.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you have another music video that you're hiding that you want to introduce to us tonight?
We have another video called Blaze.
Blaze?
Yeah, Blaze is the name of the song coming off of the same album, Heights of Greatness. So this one now is more talking about social issues in the community for black people, and the recent police brutality that we've been seeing happening around the world and stuff like that. So we're just talking about the issues and stuff like that, and what's really happening and stuff like that around the world when it comes to black people moving forward.
I love that. I think that's a very important message, and I can't wait to hear it. So let the people know Blaze coming up next.
Blaze, Pressure Busspipe on the latest album, Heights of Greatness. Check out the video. It's sick.
LP Enterprises proudly presents Living Proof TV.
What is it is happening? What is it is happening? We don't want no peace again. Equal rights and justice, my friend, forever and ever.
Them kill Trayvon Martin for nothing. Them kill Eric Garner for nothing. Philando Castile dead for nothing. Tell me how Sandra Bland dead so sudden, yo. Them kill Ahmad Arbery for nothing. Breonna Taylor dead so sudden. Kill George Floyd and the world shuffle. Babylon end up to go open, so me now stop blaze. War gas in a Babylon place. When the fire light we no left trace. All the war them a fight, them can't extinct the black race. So the Rasta man blaze. War gas in a wicked man place. Them kill the youth, them man still a be the case. All the fight them a fight, them can't extinct the black race. Man a rebel with the cause, them know that Babylon no have no heart, them a robot. Them shoulda never diss black people, but them up in a one room and left the door locked. So we not gonna take no disrespect. Dirty Babylon for this infect. Them no youth and I gonna take no check. Warriors ready for make step, pressure busspipe blaze. War gas in a Babylon place. When the fire light we no left trace. All the war them a fight, them can't extinct the black race. So the Rasta man blaze. War gas in a wicked man place. Them kill the youth, them man still a be the case. All the fight them a fight, them can't extinct the black race.
City under fire, there be no water, but I'm still a fighter, a survivor. City under fire, there'll be no water, I'm still a fighter. Need more gas and lighter, me ready to go blaze.
War gas in a Babylon place. When the fire light we no left trace. All the war them a fight, them can't extinct the black race. So the Rasta man blaze. War gas in a wicked man place. Them kill the youth, them man still a be the case. All the fight them a fight, them can't extinct the black race. Them kill Mike Brown all for nothing. Them kill Tamir Rice all for nothing. Them kill Freddie Gray, what a son. Can't tell me how Rashad Brooks that's a son, yo. Them kill Alton Sterling for nothing. Them kill Tatiana for nothing. Police commissioner, quick for press button. Babylon end up to go open, so me now stop blaze. War gas in a Babylon place. When the fire light we no left trace. All the war them a fight, them can't extinct the black race. So the Rasta man blaze. War gas in a wicked man place. Them kill the youth, them man still a be the case. All the fight them a fight, them can't extinct the black race.
Get seen, get heard, and get booked right here on Living Proof TV. You're in the VIP room with Isanica.
Blaze, don't know. We give thanks.
Well, we love that. I love that your music has a lot of positivity, has a lot of knowledge, and it really puts people on game and kind of give them a perspective to open their mind.
Yeah, definitely.
And
that's what music is supposed to inspire.
Exactly.
You know, for the most part. So, you know, that's our duty, you know.
Yeah.
Our responsibility as entertainers to educate the people, you know, keep them always informed of the surroundings, you know, and even the blessings that is to come, you know.
I love that. I love that. So, in case, I mean, we already know you're worldwide and everybody know you, but just in case there might be one or two people that don't know who Pressure Busspipe is, let the people know where they could follow you on social media.
Well, you know, Rastaman have Instagram, Pressure Busspipe on Instagram, Pressure Busspipe on Facebook. YouTube channel Pressure Busspipe Music, YouTube, right? TikTok, Pressure Busspipe. How we got? Twitter, Busspipe_VI on Twitter. That's about it. You know what I mean? So link up, Pressure Busspipe. You know what I mean? I do check my messages. So talk good.
Talk nice. Well, you guys heard it here first from Pressure Busspipe. I mean, the vibes was really good. We really got to know who he was as an artist, and that's what Lptv is all about. It's living proof. It's happening right here, and it's happening right now. So stay tuned. Don't go too far. We got a lot more good things coming up next.
For the hottest producers, artists, DJs, and more, keep it locked right here on Living Proof TV.
The VIP room was brought to you by Grey Goose. Please drink responsibly.
We're back with more Living Proof TV.
You're locked into Lptv. This is Pressure Busspipe, and this is More Than Music.
It's More Than Music right here on Living Proof TV.
Who is Pressure Busspipe? Pressure Busspipe is a humble youth, you know, come from humble beginnings, you know, born and raised in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. You know what I mean? Come from a family of music. My father was a drummer. He played drums for Milo and the Kings, you know. So for me, I always grew up learning to play instruments. In my house, we had bongos and congos, timbales, you know, bells, you name it, xylophone, ukulele, you know what I mean? I grew up learning to play all instruments, triangle, anything percussion, you know. I grew up with these instruments in my living room because my father was a well-rounded musician, you know. So from that I learned going to elementary school, you know, everybody knew my father was a drummer and I wanted to play music, so I started out in a music school from the age of 7 years old. And the teacher gave me a trumpet to play because he knew that in my household it was easy for me to learn how to play the drums. So from the age of 7, you know, I'm playing the trumpet all the way up until I'm 11 years old, where I learned to play the steel pan. I joined the Rising Stars Youth Steel Orchestra at the age of 11, you know, and I learned to play the steel pan. From there, I soon after picked up my love, which was drumming. I learned to play the drums in the Rising Stars Youth Steel Orchestra, and I found that I was more interested in being a drummer than anything else. So in school, I soon after shifted from playing the trumpet to being a drummer, and I would soon after be the drummer for the jazz band, the drummer for the concert band, you know, the choir, you know, the steel pan, anything. I was just the main drummer. So the first place I've toured, well, I've performed since the release of Love and Affection was in Freeport, Bahamas. Was my first concert, you know. I could remember traveling with Bamboo Station, and I was probably making like $50 to $100 a night to perform. It wasn't big money, but I was more on the trad for the experience, you know what I mean? And Love and Affection, I could remember my first show in Bahamas. It was, I think, was for $5,000, you know, and it was a big step for me, like coming from nothing, like I was dead flat broke, to now I'm performing at least 2 to 3 times a weekend or even a week, you know, and making $5,000 each performance. It was a big, you know, step for me, but at the same time it was like, all right, I'm making a step with music. I'm making a mark with music. Can't let the money get to me. I got to be consistent with the music. You know, this is not where it ends. You know what I mean? Like, I never allow like the legacy of Love and Affection, how big the song get to really get to my heavens and make me feel like, all right, I've made it. Like, there's no more work to be done. Like, there was so much more work to be done. Dan released the album Love and Affection, and after that I started to tour Europe, toured South America, travel all over the world, you know, doing reggae music. And up until this day, still touring the world. I've released 9 albums since my first album, The Pressure Is On, my latest album, which is entitled Time Is Now, and we're looking forward to releasing a brand new album, which I'm starting to work on that album as of right now, you know. But so many things happen along the journey, you know, and ups and downs as an artist, and learning, especially getting into the business from such a very young age, you know, and getting to see the world and see what stardom is like, you know what I mean? It was a lot of, it was a big roller coaster ride for me, and still trying to be consistent in the music and make my mark, coming from a small island in the Virgin Islands and now being recognized worldwide for reggae music. It was a big honor for me, and still is. You know, it's a big duty as well to even continue to keep positive music going in the community, you know what I mean? So that's my story. More blessings. Pressure Busspipe. I want to say enough love goes out to my mother, you know. First and foremost, she has been my backbone. She has been my #1 fan throughout my whole life. She has rooted for me from time I was a little boy doing music. She meant like she wanted to see me do well. And once I was doing music, my mother she was herself. She used to feel like, all right, my son is doing what he's truly supposed to do, you know, and she's always pushed me up until this day. She's still my #1 fan, you know, so I must send much love goes out to my mother, Carol, you know what I mean? Love you, mommy. Of course, my father, you know, who was a big inspiration, my first inspiration to music, and coming up as a young boy, I always wanted to be exactly like my father, you know, and it's not just the music, because my father was a great human being beyond the music. You know, he was a great community person. Everybody in the community loved my father and what he stands for, you know what I mean? And I wanted to be just like that. Somebody that my community could look up to and feel like, yeah, we can be like that one day, you know? So enough love goes out to my father, Irvin Brownie Brown. You know, and last but not least, we can't go without sending strength and love from the Most High Jah, you know what I mean, who has always been there with me throughout everything, you know. Most High Jah saved my life, you know. I've been a victim of violence where I could have lost my life, you know, and if it wasn't for Jah, I wouldn't be here today, you know, to continue the journey and continue singing positive music for the people, you know. So I owe it all to the world. I owe it all to you, and my life, my music is for the world. It's not for me, you know. That's why at times we release so much music, because the music belongs to the world. I don't own the music, you know. I might own the publishing and own the royalties, but I don't own the actual music. The music is for the world, for you to have, you know. So I thank you, thank everyone, the whole family, the whole African family, you know. Big up to Naya Bingi, big up to Bobo Shanti, big up to Orthodox, you know, 12 tribes. Big up to the whole foundation, Rastafari movement. Selassie Jah, Rastafari.
Living Proof TV will be right back. Get seen, get heard, and get booked right here on Living Proof TV. We're back with more Living Proof TV. We're in the booth live on Living Proof TV.
Pressure Busspipe. Hey yo, This is a LP exclusive, you know. What? Sure. From you see the sun a shine, I forget the dollar kind, yo. Hustle for it every time, long as the sun a shine, yo. We not in a crisis, make up for your losses. No disrespect the bosses. Tell you one time, yo. Can't step to me. Link LP if you want get to me. No man can save, no man you can't rescue me. Who them a try curse when man bless fully?
The booth is on fire.
Girls look good enough. Little more me have something figure should be yo. Pressure Busspipe bring the vibe. All my gangsters out there stay alive. We not in a crisis, make up for your losses. No disrespect the bosses. They only tell you one time, yo. We not in a crisis, make up for your losses. Yeah, don't disrespect the bosses. Tell you one time, yo. LP, yeah. Pressure Busspipe. Lptv, keep the fire burning. Joe Rastafari. Dollar kind, the dollar kind, yo.
LP Enterprises proudly presents Living Proof TV. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next episode of Living Proof TV.
LivingProofTV.com.
You're watching Living Proof TV.
Pressure Busspipe, yo.
Woo! This is what the people wanna see. Living Proof TV, truth and reality. Living Proof TV, Virgin Island legacy. Living Proof TV, Living Proof TV, Living Proof TV. Seeds of the industry. Living Proof TV, and musical integrity. Living Proof TV. This is for everybody. Living Proof TV, Living Proof TV, Living Proof TV.
LivingProofTV.com. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next episode of Living Proof TV.